and Johnny parlay with the facts. So relax, grab a drink, then let's get back.
Welcome, fans, to our Week 9 edition of Fantasy Football segment for running backs. I'm your host, Jim Sella. I'm in studio with host Big Easy and our producer, Jay Dash. Jay Dash is the best fantasy expert in the world.
For life.
In the universe.
Been doing it for 15 years.
He's got about 8,000 running backs for us to break down. We're going to break down maybe half of them for you right here. So let's get it going.
Tier 1, the usual suspects here: DeMarco Murray, Le'Veon Bell, Marshawn Lynch, Jamal Charles, LaShawn McCoy, Arian Foster, and Bernard is out this week, and Matt Forte is on a bye.
I don't know about Marshawn Lynch. Sometimes when there's controversy around a player, they want to look good on the field.
Yeah, they're saying he could have been traded before the deadline. It didn't happen. Listen, he's still the number 9 fantasy running back. He has had a down couple of weeks, but it's been tough competition, and this is Oakland. Here we're talking about the worst team
garbage
ever created in
worst franchise.
Sports.
They're just terrible. They're worse than the Pirates.
I like black and silver there. I still love the uniforms.
Tier 2, must starts right now. Fred Jackson is out and Rashad Jennings is out, so that just leaves Ahmad Bradshaw and Andre Ellington.
Bradshaw's going to kill it in the Colts offense. Andrew Luck at quarterback keeps the safeties deep. That gives Bradshaw a chance to break through the line and get some yards.
Trent Richardson was healthy and active last week, I think, or else he didn't get a carry.
Yeah, he just didn't get a carry.
He just didn't get a carry? Okay, so if he gets more carries when he's healthy, but Ahmad Bradshaw gets the better fantasy points every week. And I love Andre Ellington. He's one of my favorite running backs. He gets it done every week.
Consistency
in the passing game, and he gets it done on the ground too. So I'm playing him every week right now.
And as far as Ahmad Bradshaw goes, Richardson's going to lose that job. You mark my words. The Colts, the front office, they're down on Richardson. Everybody's down on him. He's going to get less and less carries. Bradshaw's going to get more and more. So if you have him, just keep playing him.
Tier 3, Lamar Miller and Ronnie Hillman.
Miller's going to keep putting up points for Miami. Moreno's out. They have nobody else. They're going to feed him the ball.
Yeah, he was held out of the end zone for the first time in 4 games last week, but he has 4 TDs in his previous 3 games, and he's been a PPR beast pretty much. It's a good matchup with San Diego. Definitely play Lamar Miller this week. And Ronnie Hillman's been killing it for Denver.
Yeah.
And this is a great matchup. New England's not good against the run. Play Ronnie Hillman again. 200-yard games and 2 touchdowns in his last 3. Keep playing Ronnie Hillman.
If you have a starter on the Denver offense for fantasy football, you play him.
Tier 4, Jeremy Hill, Justin Forsett, Alfred Morris, and Jerick McKinnon.
I like Jerick McKinnon a lot. He's going to get the start for me this week. Versus Washington, it's a solid opponent. They're giving up 5th fewest points to running backs, but he was somewhat of a letdown last week with 9 points at Tampa Bay, but he does have 32 points in 2 home games since becoming involved in the offense. And with Bridgewater at quarterback, I think the young guys, they're gonna get it figured out. They're gonna get the ball moving here.
They're gonna feed him the rock with Bridgewater starting. They don't want to put him under too much pressure. And once they get McKinnon going, that opens up play action passing, so that helps Bridgewater that way too.
With Giovanni Bernard out, Jeremy Hill is a great play this week. He's going up against Jacksonville. They're improving on their defense, but they still let up a lot on the ground. He has 8+ points in PPR in 5 of his last 6 weeks. But with Gio out, this guy is going to have a big game.
Yeah, they got nobody else, so they're going to have to give him the ball. And he's a good back. They got him in the 2nd round, I think, right?
I can't remember.
Pretty sure he was one of the top 3 running backs taken out of that draft.
Tier 5, Frank Gore, Chris Ivory, Shane Vereen, and Brandon Oliver.
Ivory's going to keep getting more and more carries in New York. Chris Johnson's already starting to complain about how many carries he's going to get, so that's going to lower his carries. Rex Ryan doesn't deal with that kind of stuff. As much as I like to make fun of Rex, he's a no-nonsense type of guy, and Ivory's better anyway, so sky's the limit for him in their offense.
Frank Gore, I think versus St. Louis, it's a tough matchup, and it seems like San Francisco usually runs the ball well when they play St. Louis. Other than other teams that have issues. Frank Gore ain't a bad play.
Shane Vereen, he blew up a couple weeks ago, and everybody threw him up the list. He was, I think, a top 10 running back the next
Elite.
week.
You had him in Tier 1.
No, I didn't. I hadn't done. I didn't have him this low. I had him up a little bit, but too inconsistent. You don't know what's going on in the New England offense besides Rob Gronkowski. I mean, Brandon LaFell is coming on now. Jonas Gray's getting carries instead of Vereen. Who knows what's going to happen? I do like Vereen a little bit, but it's hard to say what's going to happen from week to week. Tier 6, Denard Robinson, Ben Tate, Andre Williams, and Darren McFadden.
I'm going to keep talking about this Denard Robinson. I think he's an interesting player for Jacksonville. He's going up against Cincinnati. They give up the 9th most points to fantasy running backs. He's had 2 straight big games since becoming the starter. He's very, very interesting. He started as a quarterback at Michigan, hurt his elbow, so he can't throw. He's always had great athleticism. He's very shifty. You just got to wonder, can he hold up to a whole season of football?
I had high hopes for McFadden this year. I mean, he's a beast. He's a physical runner. I thought Oakland had to do something, but he's just not the same from a couple years ago. He's just been mediocre, and he's going up against a tough matchup with Seattle's defense. I'd shy away from McFadden this week.
Tier 7, Darren Sproles, Trent Richardson, Bobby Rainey, Roy Halu Jr., and Doug Martin.
Did Martin get traded? Or no, that was Mark Barron that got traded, right?
Yeah, Doug Martin is garbage.
He's still with Tampa Bay. Okay, yeah, their offense is garbage. Darren Sproles, he may come up big. McCoy's still not back to the caliber that he's been playing at the beginning of the year. Philly likes to throw the football, and they go with the hot hand. So if Sproles gets in there early and generates a couple big plays, he'll keep getting the call.
Yeah, it's all about the big play with Sproles. If it happens, you're going to have a good week. If it doesn't happen, you just got screwed.
Yep.
I have Bobby Rainey ranked ahead of Doug Martin this week. He only had 8 carries last week, but he had 6 catches, and it was a solid fantasy effort. Martin's banged up this week. Chris Sims is supposed to be out another week, so I would play Bobby Rainey over Doug Martin. Tier 8, Trey Mason, Lorenzo Taliaferro, and Nal Davis.
Now Davis could be an interesting play because he gets return yards. He had a big return for a touchdown last week. I think that's why he put up big fantasy numbers. And Jamal Charles always plays well, but Davis gets a couple carries in relief, so he may be able to put up double-digit points if you need him for a bye week.
Yeah, it's hard to predict how much playing time he's going to get. He did have 16 carries last week and a score.
The Jets are garbage, too. So.
And KC wants to preserve Jamal Charles. When they're winning and they think they're going to come out with the win, they want to get Jamal Charles on the bench because they want to save him.
Yeah, and that's good move because they need him for the playoffs.
Tier 9, Juwan Thompson, Benny Cunningham, and Matt Asiata.
Is it Juwan Man Thompson? No.
I thought the same thing when I was looking him up. But listen, he has a good matchup this week. He plays for Denver. He's going against New England, who lets up the 4th most of fantasy running backs. He had 2 TDs last week and 3 in his past 4 games. And he's been active since Monty Ball got hurt. So if you're in a pinch, Juwan Thompson might be an okay play.
I don't know how much I like Asiata. When you're down to tier 9, you're kind of grasping at straws here. I know you dig hard down here, so I'm not hating on you. I think McKinnon's going to get the more carries, and Asiata's going to be kind of phased out of the offense because McKinnon's definitely shown that he's a better player.
Yeah, it's all about the passing game with Asiata. That's all he's really used in now, and it is a tough matchup for the running backs this week, so maybe Asiata gets a couple catches. Tier 10, Alfred Blue, Isaiah Crawwell, Zach Stacy, Chris Johnson, and LeGarrette Smoke 'em Up Blunt.
You know, smoking a lot of blunts might get a couple carries in the goal line. It's going to be a hard-fought game against Baltimore, as usual. We usually need to get a couple tough yards, 1 or 2, 4th down conversions. So maybe he gets a couple goal line carries and gets two touchdowns maybe this week. Yeah,
he truly is a last option, but you never know what can happen, and he does get some goal line carries, so he could get it in the end zone for you. 2 stashes. If Ryan Matthews is still available, obviously you got to grab him. He may play this week. I still like Brandon Oliver more right now because he is so versatile, but Matthews is too good when healthy not to be used. And then Charles Sims, he's still owned in a lot of leagues. Tampa Bay's run game is garbage right now, and Sims is good in the passing game as well as a running back, so he could end up being the lead back in the end.
He's going to catapult the muscle hamster. Well, that wraps up our Week 9 fantasy running back segment. I want to thank all you fans for listening. You can follow us at bet_the_spread on Twitter. Check out our Facebook page. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Any fantasy questions you got, you tweet us, hit us up on Facebook. We'll answer your questions all day long. Easy and Dash, thanks for coming in. Everybody have a great night.
Good luck.
Peace.